Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of Women Empowering Women. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, a women empowerment and business mentor and a professional speaker. One of my favorite things to do is speak to women from all over the world that are entrepreneurs and doing what they love. So today I am excited from Canada to be welcoming Rosemarie Barnes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you and see you, Galit.
Yes, I know. It's so much fun to speak to women from all over the world, even though we're in the same time zone.
Yay.
Yes, I know, right? It's bright and early for us today. So I wanted to share a little bit about what Rosemarie does, and then we'll have her tell us a little bit about her journey as well. So through her company, Confident Stages, she offers keynote addresses, breakout sessions, and workshops, as well as executive presentation training to business leaders. Tell us a little bit about how you got here and into this world.
Well, I seem to have a 7-year attention span for careers.
Okay.
So everything that I've done in the past has led me here. Everything I've ever done has to do with communication from a platform. My background, I have a degree in drama, acting. I have a degree in music. I have a degree in education. I have degrees plastering my walls. And what they really mean is that I can communicate from a schoolroom, from a boardroom, from a theater, from wherever, whether it be through dance, whether it be through singing, whether it be through speaking. Everything is called communication. And here's the thing about communication is that it's rather more interesting to hear other people's stories than it is to tell mine. Therefore, it pains my heart deeply to know that people are brilliant. They have such incredible ideas, but they can't get them out of their mouth, out of their bodies in a way that the audience can hear.
Yes.
It's one thing to talk. It's quite another thing to speak.
To communicate. Yes. I love that. And even going a step further, there's so many people that don't even try to communicate them. So it stays internal and they think, okay, I have this gift. I'm here, but nobody ever finds out or knows about it because they don't know how to share it and as well as share it in the right way that others will understand it.
Exactly right.
Oh, I love that.
Brilliant. I have a saying on my website that I think that's where it is. And it says, good ideas not shared is a shame.
Yes.
Brilliant ideas not shared is a tragedy.
Oh, I love that. That's powerful.
I know. That's why I get the big bucks.
Yeah.
Speaking is not about the speaker. Speaking is about making sure the listener gets what they need. It takes
and
such
the presentation, right?
That's
You're
right.
That is so powerful. I love that.
Presentation skills are more than just speaking skills. There's a whole world around speaking skills, and I speak to that as well. But for people in business, let me tell you, and make no mistake, if you say one word about your business, you are giving a presentation. Whether it's one-to-one, one to a few, one to many, whether it's video, whether it's live, whether it's blog, if you are saying anything about your business, it will either make you money or cost you money. So learn how to do it well. Give the presentations that get the big yes.
It's so interesting to me because some people hear the word professional speakers, and I work with people that want to become professional speakers, meaning they're already speakers. I don't teach them how to speak. What I teach them is how to get out there and share their story so people know what they do so they can hire them. And so it's so interesting to me because that topic is huge. I was told years ago, it's not about what you're going to say, it's about how you're going to say it. You could put 4 different people with the same topic on stage right after the other, and the audience may not even know they're talking about the same topic.
It's so true. Completely true, because everyone has different learning styles. Everyone receives information differently. So the job of the professional speaker, especially one that's in business, is to make sure that you reach all those different learning styles. Many of us are audio, many more of us are video. But the very best way to learn anything is kinesthetically. Give them a reason to engage with it. Hence, speak to engage, speak to succeed.
Yeah, don't
If
speak
you
at them, speak
no,
to them.
speak
Was the
with
right word.
them,
With,
even though they're not answering you.
but they are. Rosemary, we know that when we're on stage, you're like me, you're on stage a lot. We know they are speaking to us, even though their voices are not talking. The face expressions, if they're forward or backwards, if they, I mean, there's just so many, the body language, there's so much there that they are. I know that when I'm on stage, I can read that audience and I know if they're engaged, if they're bored, I know where to start switching things. And I can take it in and go, oh my gosh, I have completely lost. And don't get me wrong, I speak about this sometimes, that sometimes we completely lose our audience, and it just is.
Yes.
It is. But I really want to jump into the topic because I think that this topic is not, some people think, oh, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't go on stage and speak. Oh, yes, you are. If you are giving presentations, if you have to report to your boss, if you have a business that you're going out to lunches and networking and talking about what you do, that is all to us professional speaking.
Completely right. Absolutely. Okay, Galit, you and I are going to go out and rule the world, and we're going to teach people to communicate so others hear the message, and we're going to solve world hunger and create world peace. What do you think?
I love it. Let's do it. You're like right down my alley. Throw the homelessness and we're good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's the thing. You see, people don't understand that it's not about the speaker. The speaker is there out of service. The speaker is there to answer the question.
Yes.
What's in it for me, for the audience? You're there to solve their top of mind problem. If you're not doing that, go home. If you are there to, I'm all that and a bag of chips, look at me, aren't I special? You're not sending a message to anyone that's useful for them.
No.
The like, know, trust is so important. Why should people listen to you if you're smug? Why should people listen to you if you're abrasive? Why should people listen to you if you're not serving them? But so many speakers get up there and they read their presentations and they think somehow that's communicating a message. You can do it if you're a trained actor. You can take the written word.
That's true. Yeah, because we get that in movies and we're not engaging with them. Absolutely. I could see that. But in business, it's a different world. You're trying to communicate something, either teaching somebody or trying to get a client or reporting, whatever it is in your business. You want to make sure that it's about them, not about you. So I know that we wanted to cover a few tips for them today on being confident. What can we share so those that recognize, wait, this is about me, she's right. Rosemarie is right. I am out there speaking, even though I didn't see myself as a professional speaker. Oh my gosh, I'm doing presentations once a week in a business meeting, or they're sending me out from my company to meet with other companies to potentially hire us. What is it that we can give them to help them be more confident?
It's a wonderful world of fake it till you make it, because the brain doesn't know the difference between what is truly real and what we perceive to be real. So therefore, let's start the perception thing going. The first thing is to realize you take the pressure off yourself by realizing you're not there for yourself. You're there for them. If you're there for them well enough, they will buy into whatever it is they'll pick up whatever you laying down. Therefore, make sure you're coming from an attitude of service. That
Okay.
immediately removes most of the butterflies. Now, butterflies are not your enemy.
I know,
The
right? I like
greatest
butterflies.
butterflies add the effervescence. The
Yes.
trick is to make them fly in formation. To create a structure for your presentation gives you a place from which you can wander and then come back. So I use this system: introduction, topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, conclusion, and call to action.
Okay.
Within this system, if you organize your speech that way, if you organize your presentation that way, they can't forget it. And equally importantly, neither can you. We can remember 3 things. Of these 3 topics, the last one is the most important one. There's a format, there's a structure. Some people like structure better than others. I'm a structure hater, coming from my world as way back, I was a school teacher. I taught drama, I taught music, I taught all those good, fun things. But people, you can't fire hose people. And if you use a structure, it helps you from fire hosing your audience. That's why people rely so much on their PowerPoint or whatever system they're using, their slide deck. How many times have you actually heard speakers say, I use my PowerPoint to keep me on track?
Oh, yeah, sure.
My point of view is, if the power goes out, you still have to give the presentation.
That's very true.
If the lights go out and technology, oh, we love technology, but how often does it go awry?
Right?
Maybe in future we'll be able to count on it all the time. At the moment, oy vey, especially if you're a technological troglodyte like I am.
Right.
However, working from that structure means if you forget, all you have to do is look at your hand. You can remember 3 things. Now, the only difference between a short presentation and a long one is how many details you put in the 3. Once
Okay.
again, there's a cap, there's a ceiling, no more than 3 per. So there's a little piece of confidence. Put it into a structure, and for crying out loud, don't go up without notes. Take your wubby with you. But please don't take up an entire presentation and try to read it. But there is nothing wrong with you taking up your index cards, and when you forget where you are, walking on over to the lectern, having a look, and carrying on. Especially if you use that time to insert a pregnant pause.
Okay.
Out of
Yes,
the
yes.
power of silence. Now, the other thing that people can do to really help themselves look the part and therefore feel the part, oh, you're going to think I'm insane, is to tighten your cheeks, not these ones.
Ah, that's interesting. I haven't heard this part yet.
Good heavens, no. All right. You know that people have spouted this rhetoric for singers and speakers. Tighten that diaphragm.
Yes, that I've heard my whole life.
And it's wrong.
Okay.
Yes, you need the diaphragm, but consider if you lock that diaphragm, how are your lungs going to expand to allow air? The diaphragm has to move.
Okay.
If you lock that diaphragm up, you're not getting enough air. As soon as we don't get enough air, we begin to chest breathe instead of belly breathe. That says adrenaline, there's danger here, you're not getting enough air. And what adrenaline does is it very effectively removes the oxygen from your higher brain function, your thinker, and sends it to your limbs so that you can lift the burning car off the baby. There's a reason heroes don't remember doing it. It's because their brain isn't functioning properly.
Sure.
So belly breathing is thing 1 to make sure that your noggin is still noodling all the way through. So breathing low is one of the most important thoughts. Now, you do need the support of the core, not the diaphragm, but the core. To engage your core, you can't think of all of these things when you're up on the stage.
No.
Your brain is going 1,000 miles an hour. So to take care of the breathing, to reduce the possibility of adrenaline release, to make sure you are comfortable and grounded by tightening your backside.
Okay.
Like you're making diamonds back there. You engage your core, which makes you feel grounded, which makes you feel confident. It's one of the slickest tricks. Now, this does not mean that for life you have to walk around making diamonds, but it does very quickly. Your body goes, oh, this feels good. Your mind says, yes, I got this.
Rosemarie, I'm going to try it at my next speaking engagement, and I'll let you know. I've never done something like that before. I'm so curious now.
It engages the goddess muscles.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's where our true power is. Our visceral true power is much lower than your diaphragm. And then you are free to do whatever it is you need to do because the core has got you solid.
Okay. Love it.
It adds more to confidence than anything else you can do for novice speakers. Because as soon as your body is straight, your head goes, I got this. And away you go.
Good, good. Okay, that's a great, great tip.
Perfect.
Great tip. What were there any others that you wanted to bring up?
Yes. You must keep your chest high. That doesn't mean your shoulders are back like you're, but by keeping your chest high, by standing proud,
standing tall,
which happens, by the way, as soon as you engaged your cheeks, your chest comes up, which allows you to be expansive. That means that your presence becomes bigger.
Yes.
Which in turn means you do not have to wander across your presentation stage like a caged animal to fill the space. You can engage your audience just as well by turning your head as by sauntering on over there. Too much movement means you are diluting your message. When you move for a purpose.
Okay.
For example, create a chronological timeline by moving from the audience's left to right. Not your left to right, the audience's left to right. So your right side is the beginning of the timeline. Move it on over. Then when you refer back to it, when you call back, all you have to do is point to where you were standing and the audience feels the emotion they experienced then.
Nice. Ooh, nice and simple, but very effective.
Mm-hmm. There are many things to learn from a professional speaker trainer because speaking is not just the words. In fact, the words, as we all know, are the least. Now, figures and data being what they are, it's under 10% of the message that is received by the audience is from your words. The rest is from everything physiological, including the sound of your voice. And the most important part of this whole thing is that your vocal tonality, your body, your physiology, your facial expression, and the words have to be aligned. I'm open to that idea is not going to get you any.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay.
So in practicing, you videotape yourself.
Always.
So you can find your tics. Speakers have tics as much as poker players do.
Yes.
We have tics and tells. Watch it. I didn't realize that for years I was making a point and dropping my hands and actually letting them slap against my thighs.
Okay.
First of all, it's noisy. Second of all, I was going, and that's all there is to it. But it came across as seriously arrogant. What, you're too stupid to get this? Slap my hands. Something that you don't realize unless you videotape yourself.
Yeah, I highly recommend that.
And have a coach.
Yes.
And have a coach.
Yes. I was watching a few of my last few speaking engagements, and I try to have every single one professionally recorded also because it's just smart for my speakers reels. But the last two I did, I found out that I say the word so a lot. So, oh my gosh. And I had no idea. And then I also found that when I record my videos, I even have them transcribed so I can read. It's different sometimes than listening and reading for me. So I'll transcribe them and read it, and I'll see so every few sentences. And now I'm so aware that when I speak I'm speaking at the end of the month at an event, I now am aware. So my awareness will stop me from saying so. It's my spacer, because I don't do ums, I don't do likes, I don't do ands. I have this natural ability not to use those words when I speak, even in daily life. It's interesting. But I like the word so as a filler. It's very important to record yourself. And if anything, it gives you confidence. I get off stage and sometimes I start questioning, what did I say? Did I make sense? How did I behave? So if I watch it afterwards, it gives me also more confidence in my speaking too. So it works both ways for me.
And we have an issue with our generation gaps.
Okay.
Our younger generations, because that's the other work I do, is I present on bridging the generation gaps in business. Our younger generations are used to continual feedback. As speakers, they require feedback for confidence. If you ask for feedback, more often than not, people will give you compliments because it's difficult to go into the, well, you could improve on. So using the video as their own feedback provides what they need to be able to continue to grow.
I really like it. I know for me, it's been a very big learning tool. I'm not someone that's been a professional speaker on stage as a paid speaker for years. I've been speaking my whole life, just like you said, most people in business have. But for me, it's been a really big learning piece to record, to watch. And I will also ask people that are not going to be polite and be honest with me, because the audience are wonderful. You walk off, you did a great job. They send you emails. And I really am thankful for those, because I think that if they're sending me an email, they mean it. But I want to ask somebody that's going to give me constructive criticism, because I want to keep being a better speaker. And how am I going to be a better speaker if everyone just tells me I'm wonderful? Because I know there's always room for improvement. Don't you agree?
There truly is. The minute you stop learning is the day you start decaying. Along with the minute you stop serving is the minute you start decaying.
I really love that piece that you said about the serving. I do believe a lot of speakers that I've had the blessing of watching really do get up there. You can tell in their tone of voice, the way they speak. I've watched some videos, a lot of us watch online, if it's different talks or whatever, just because I love watching and learning. And I've seen it just even in video with barely even seeing the audience, I can see the disconnect.
Yep.
I can see it. And so if anybody's watching and going, well, how do I know how to show confidence? Trust me, if you speak to somebody in passion that's just sitting next to you at lunch, that's the way you want to be presenting. Because when you show passion, when you show that you care, you can't do it from a stage, even though you're not talking one-on-one with the audience. So practice, get in front of a video and practice and show it to somebody or watch it yourself. I think that you can tell, don't you?
Absolutely. Now, one of the hardest things to do is learn how to watch your video without being hypercritical.
I'm sure.
Learn how to watch your videos for certain things and then watch it multiple times. All right, this time I'm watching for so's. The next time I'm watching for hand slaps. The next time I'm watching for tone of voice. The next time I'm watching for movement, so that you're not looking at yourself.
I'll have to do that. Yeah.
We get so hypercritical that we would like to give up.
So I know the way I've been looking at them, and I'm going to go back and look at them again your way now, is I've been looking at them listening. Mm-hmm. So every personality is different. I'm very good about not being hypercritical about myself. Over the years, you know, we learn how to be less, but I listen. I'm doing a lot of the listening. So now I should go back and actually watch for maybe the eyes, maybe the body, things like that. But I know that I've been doing more of the listening than the watching.
And be careful with that, because we marry our words.
Okay.
Remember, the words are the tiniest percentage of the message the audience receives. I have a client who is actually stone deaf. He has a cochlear implant, but he's a speaker. And he's never heard his own voice. He's never heard any voices. He doesn't hear birds sing, anything like that. So his speech is the deaf person monotone. He's worked very hard at it. So for him particularly, he believes the words, the words, the words, the words, because that's where his whole life has been, is trying to speak and understand words. It has been such an odyssey to get him to release his the pressure of getting the words just right and realize that public presentations in the formal sense require practice by being up on your feet and speaking the words, because the majority of your message doesn't come from your words. It comes from everything else. See, the difference between a good speaker and an excellent speaker is that they know how to compile all the pieces.
Yeah.
It's not just words.
It's the engagement. I truly believe it's that engagement piece, that bringing the audience in and knowing that they're a part instead of they just happen to be there.
One of the most difficult things that I find is when you're speaking to extremely large audiences and the lights are in your face.
Oh, yeah.
We can't see the audience and we can't necessarily hear them laughing because we're all mic'd up and the things of that. And it is so difficult to not have the sounding board come back at you.
I could see that.
To help lead you into, they need more of this, they need more of that. They're clear about, right?
Before we talk about how those watching can get a hold of you, I would love real quickly to know what your advice is for someone that's in that type of situation. Because that's a tough one. I haven't been in that situation yet. I've spoken in front of hundreds of people, and I haven't been in the situation where the light's been in my face where I couldn't engage and watch the audience. So I'm sure those that are going to the next level are going, oh my gosh, what do I do? And they're freaking out going, I don't want to do that.
It's true. And the fear factor really messes with our head. What to do is exactly the same thing you do as when you're making a video.
Okay.
And you have to trust. You have to trust that you have practiced the presentation on a smaller audience and you have seen their reaction. And then you have to match it.
I would totally would imagine. Yeah. Throw in the little giggles where you usually get them. Throw in the hands up where you usually get them, and just kind of almost imagine your talk with those pieces in it.
See, the thing is that most people who are fearful of public speaking will relieve themselves of the responsibility of performance by saying, no, it's just a conversation. Mm-hmm. Or no, it's just like casual over coffee. Well, it's not. There is a huge percentage of performance skill required to be an excellent speaker. All the excuses are because people are covering their insecurities.
Of course.
Learn how to add the performance piece. That doesn't mean don't be authentic. It means learn how to use your space. It means learn how to find your light. It means learn when to move, when not to move. Only then can your audience receive the brilliance that you're trying to share with them. Words enough won't do it. If you want to get a hold of me, and I would love to speak with you more about this, my website is www.confidencestages.com, or you can email me at rbarnes@confidencestages.com. I'd love to talk with you and help you get secure about speaking about business.
Yes, and it's such a big part of pretty much almost any type of business. If you have your own business or if you work for somebody that's your job to get out there and be a voice, it's so important to have these pieces. It makes life a lot easier for you. And not just that, but it makes what you're saying and the things that you're doing more effective.
If they're not hearing your message, what's the point of you being up there with butterflies and adrenaline and all those things that you learn to enjoy after a while? Right. What's the point of being there if they're not hearing you?
Yes. Oh, Rosemarie, you're wonderful. I'm so thankful that you came on this week. Thank you so much Please,
My
if you're
pleasure.
interested in learning more about these important steps in being confident in your business and in speaking, reach out to Rosemarie. And thank you so much for joining me for another week of Women Empowering Women. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen, and have a wonderful day.